Electrofunk, yeah, which is what we're highlighting in this episode. And this first group, they're actually like an honorable mention, just based off of the impact that they had. Electrofunk was a category of music that coexisted with rap in the early 80s, based on, rap was still young, had come around in the 70s. Rap didn't have a catalog like that yet. You had the major artists, the Curtis Blows, the Sugar Hill Gangs, and those artists like that. But around the early 80s, Electrofunk kind of took up the slack in the party. They had a lot of songs and groups that were dance favorites or DJ favorites to scratch and mix on. And this particular group, Orbit, with The Beat Goes On, was just that. The impact that they had during that time with this particular song. It was a DJ favorite to scratch or blend. It was a dance favorite. It was popular to dance on, at the teen dances and garage parties and things like that, which is the only thing I could speak on around 82, 83. I'm 12 years old, okay? But I am experiencing the impact, that they had with this record. Now, the vocals on this song was by Carol Hall, who actually went on to be a gospel singer. And this was actually the only song I could find in the Electrofunk category on her. Carol Hall, who was from Detroit, who actually performed with the group called Don Was Band, who Don was a very famous producer and went on to produce films. But yeah, Carol Hall went on to do gospel. And another fun fact about this song is that it was actually a cover song of a Sonny and Cher song that was released in 1967 called The Beat Goes On, which is one of their singles that actually peaked at number 6 on the Billboard charts. So yeah, this song was actually a remake of a Sonny and Cher song. In fact, I can show you better than I can tell you.
The beat goes on, the beat goes on. Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da-da. Charleston was once the rage, on, it goes on. Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da-da. Drums keep pounding rhythms to the brain. Charleston was once the rage. History has turned the page. And the beat goes on. The beat goes on. And the beat goes on.
So yeah, Orbit is the honorable mention that I felt were a musical underdog that I wanted to place in this category of Electrofunk various artists.
It's time.
Nafis the Soul, more commonly known as It's Time, was a record that was produced and recorded and released by Jerry Khalees Jr., better known as Hashim, who became involved with music as a teenager. He was DJing since the age of 12 in the early 80s while still a teen. He promoted parties, was into graffiti, and his graffiti on a banner for the label Tommy Boy Records actually helped him get a part-time job at the label doing custodial work in the offices. So he taught himself how to play keyboard on a Casio and went on to produce Al Nafis the Soul, It's Time, on a label by the name of Cutting Records in November of 1983, where it reached number 43 on the Billboard Dance Disco charts. And Hashim was the first artist signed to Cutting Records, and he went on to become the vice president of the label. And so, yeah, the song Al Nafis the Soul, its proper name, but it's like I say, it's more commonly known by that like that cyborgish voice, It's Time, which was a key tool for a DJ to have that record to show just, how proficient you was with scratching with either right or left hand, to show how swift you was on each turntable, to have that record, It's Time, Al Nafis the Soul. Like I say, you ask most people about that record, they're going to tell you the name of it, It's Time. They're going to go right to their crate and they're going to grab it. That's just what it's stained in people's brain as, and then that song was it was popular with break dancers. That song you would catch people up rocking. You would catch people just going the fuck off on It's Time. The break dancers is battling. They spinning on their head, they spinning on the ground, and all that. It was a very popular song in the early '80s. Now one fun fact about this record was the fact that the A side of the song, which was released, to most people, especially like the DJs, it wasn't as popular as the B side. That's actually the A side. That was, the song, the major release. Of course, it's the same record, but that's actually the A side of Al Nafis the Soul, It's Time. Now, this is actually the B side.
It's time.
Now, also on the B side was another song. It was a couple of minutes, maybe 2 minutes and some change, 3 minutes. That was called Bonus Beats. The title of it was called Bonus Beats, but again, it had a more common and popular name in that cyborgish voice called Just Feel It. You ask anybody, to grab that record, that's what they're going to do. They're going to grab that record, they're going to flip it over to the B-side, and they're going to put on Just Feel It. They're going to put that second song on, which was another tool for a DJ to exhibit his scratching ability, his swiftness, his ability to scratch with either hand, and again his swiftness to go from the right turntable to the left turntable using the crossfader. That was a record that you had to have. That was a DJ tool for you to show off on. And this is actually the bonus beats on the B side, more common. So yeah, Hashim, he went on to start his own label, Basement Music, which was an online label and shop. It's based out of Ohio. And Al Nafish the Soul went on to be sampled many times over, throughout the years. And it seems that Tommy Boy, who originally said no to releasing the record, included it on their definitive collection in 1995. But yeah, Hashim with Al Nafish the Soul, It's Time. And on the B-side, Just Feel It, with one record, is being highlighted tonight on the Electrofunk episode here. He's definitely a musical underdog. He definitely pioneered and definitely, produced and came up with a sound and a record that, had a hell of an impact on the hip hop culture, like I say, because electrofunk was coexisting and commingling with hip hop. So the DJs, the dancers, the break dancers, just in the party period, you expected to hear this record, So yeah, man, brother Hashim, without Nafish the Soul, here on the musical Underdogs. Which brings us to our next musical underdog.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cybotron, which was made up of Juan Atkins and Richard Davis. And they were out of Detroit. And they were inspired by George Clinton, Kraftwerk, and the Yellow Magic Orchestra. They formed Cybotron in 1980 and released Clear in 1983. Atkins left Cybotron in 85, was said because of artistic differences. It seems Davis wanted to pursue the direction of rock, but Atkins, he wanted to continue with the electro style. So after the breakup, Davis actually continued releasing records under Cybotron up until like 1995. But back to the 80s and their record Clear, which is similar to Al Nafish the Soul. It also was a DJ's favorite to scratch and mix. I mean, ready, 1, 2. I mean, it was just designed for a DJ to showcase his skills and ability, again, to show how fast you can keep that ready, 1, and scratching, going from right and left turntable using the crossfader. Crossfader, Scratching. Clear was a DJ favorite. Clear was also a breakdancer's favorite. Clear would come on and here they go again. They going at it. These breakdancers, they up rocking, they battling. They displaying all their different moves and steps. Yeah. So Clear, definitely was a favorite in the early 80s. Again, Electrofunk is they're playing a lot of these records, inside of these dances, along with hip hop and rap, Now, in 85, Cybotron, they kept that same energy. And their next record they released that had that same effect was called R9. Yeah, so as you can tell, this it has that early 80s sound. It had that same effect. There was just a certain sound you was expected to hear, just echoing inside of the dances, inside of these parties, maybe while you in line, the DJ in there warming up, you definitely gonna hear certain records, And so now since Juan Atkins chose to keep pursuing the electro style. Obviously, we'll follow his career because Juan ended up starting his own label called Metroplex, which he took from the word metropolitan and the word complex, as in like apartment complex. And with that label, he actually signed a group that was also that was called Channel One, and they had a song called Technicolor.
Technicolor.
And that song went on to be sampled by Sir Mix-a-Lot for Baby Got Back. And so that was, and that song did good. And so, yeah, it's them clearing that sample. Those are still their royalties. Those are still the writers and publishers for that. So, yeah, man, that's a good thing when you hear some of these artists and their music get sampled. That's like that owning that copyright. Kind of ensures now that years later, if someone samples your song and it does good, you're able to pay the bills. Yeah. So as I stated earlier, a lot of groups they were inspired by. Or artists and bands, George Clinton, Kraftwerk, the Yellow Magic Orchestra, and you can kind of hear their influence from Kraftwerk throughout Cybotron's career, and then in Juan Atkins as he went to start his label and producing these groups, you could still kind of hear that Kraftwerk influence too. As a matter of fact, here's a picture with Juan Atkins and Ralph Hooter of Kraftwerk. This was at the C6 Festival in Brazil in May. There you have it. These are our musical underdogs that we highlighted tonight. Cybotron, and Juan Atkins as he went on, to finish doing his thing with his label, Metroplex, with Channel One, and this definitely was a, excuse me, was a DJ and breakdancer's favorite. I'm pretty sure it brought back some memories, just through these songs, for a lot of us, from that time. And I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue to put these up here, and until the next one, I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute.